Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Thursday. It's April the 12th, 2012. We're going to take a moment here to look at the NASDAQ. I want to discuss something that's out there going on and something that may be on your mind. So let's look at this from a different perspective. You guys know that we have already traded this market as well as several others on the downside here. We actually went short here, traded to the downside, advancing our stop as we went. We got stopped out a couple of days ago, so we're now sitting in cash just waiting. We made good money and we don't want to buy a fake, what we believe it may be a fake rally to the upside, because we were talking about this previous trend here. You had high point, lower high, lower low, and now we're expecting to find yet another lower high eventually. Now there's a different argument here that we should discuss, and that is that this overall trend, forget this little detail right here, they're looking at it from a bigger picture to say, okay, you were in an uptrend, well, go back here. You pull back, you have a low point, you have a higher high, higher low. This just continues in this overall pattern, and now you can see that we still have a series of higher lows in play here, higher highs as well. It's more of a swing trader's perspective, but it's one that holds water. It is a series of higher highs and higher lows. And in fact, this pullback right here is only to the 50-day moving average, which is a great buying opportunity in an overall uptrend. So there is that argument, and that's actually a really good argument, and somebody may be buying based on that. So I want to tell you why I'm not, and just it doesn't really matter whether I'm right or wrong, but there should always be a reason as to why you're looking at some market saying, I'm not going to mess with this one. To really appreciate why I'm not going to be a buyer of this little bit of a rally we're having in the NASDAQ right now, you have to actually look at a longer term chart of the the NASDAQ. What we're looking at here is about 2-year, 3-month chart. Every one of these candlesticks represents a single week of trading activity. And on this chart, we've also added the RSI, and this is actually the strongest or the most effective overbought, oversold signal that you will find on a longer term chart. At least in my experience, this has been the case. Every time the RSI runs up above the 70 line, when you get up there, you find yourself in overbought territory, and it's just a matter of time before you pay the piper for that. So whenever I see those situations, I bring it to your attention. We talked about this a while back here, and back when we were doing this little number here, we told you, hey, this is not sustainable. It's going to fall apart. So when I'm looking at the market right now, and I'm seeing this little bump to the upside, and people are saying, hey, you're going to miss a great buying opportunity. She's going to rally up here. I ask myself, well, where is the RSI? And right now, I'm going to clean that up. You can see the RSI is at 66.78. That means she can, in fact, rally to the upside, and when she does that, she will eventually turn around and be up here above the 70 line yet again. We've seen this all before. Remember back here? Oh yeah, sold off a couple weeks, then rallied for a couple weeks to the upside, getting overbought again, and what eventually happens? You pay the piper again. Overbought levels are there for a reason. Whenever you get it, it's getting a warning. You can't sustain it. So even if we rally to the upside and I miss it and whatever, it's not sustainable. So I'm not really missing anything. It's just a matter of time sitting on the sidelines waiting for another short opportunity. That's what I'm seeing in this market, and I thought it's something that you may want to know about. Okay? Now let's look at the market activity from yet another perspective, and this one is always a fail-safe for me. Whenever you look at this last rally you had over here, and then you sell off, and then we get this rally again, and again our previous high that we talked about was going to be our target for our trade. So we make this money, and then she keeps going. Well, it's always possible. But when she kept going up here, I told you don't chase it because you didn't have to. Eventually, she was going to peak out like she did right here, and then she was going to sell off. And what she would do is simply fall back down to support. Where is support? Support's always the same place. What was previous resistance? All right, that was the resistance that we couldn't break through before. Once you break through it, it begins to act as support. So eventually, you sell off and you pull back to support. So that area over here where people were saying, you're missing a great rally, it's taking off without you. No, you're not. You're going to get it over here. That's how that worked, right? Okay, that works just fine. Now let's look at the longer term chart. Here we are looking at the NASDAQ. This again is a 2-year, 3-month chart. Every one of these candlesticks represents a single week. You can see previous resistance here, here, and here. draw a line across that high one there, and you can trade. Actually, we did trade this to the long side back here. We saw the buy opportunity, told you this is our target, this is where we got off, and now we're taking off to the upside here. And there's people saying, you're missing the rally, she's taking off and she's going to the moon. Okay, go to the moon, because you're going to come back. That's how it always happens. You're going to advance to a point, you're going to find resistance, you're going to turn around, you're going to sell off, and you're going to fall to where? Support. Previous resistance is going to then act as support. So you're going to jump up here, sell off, and come back here, and I'll get my ride again anyway. So you're not really missing anything by sitting this one out. Only take the trades that you feel confident in. If you're not confident in the trade, don't even mess with it. Wait for the right trades to come along, and when they're not there, sit in cash. If you've not been to our free website at perfectstockalert.com, it's right there. It's 100% free. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. And you can do that very easily by simply sharing our videos online. We appreciate that very much. Helps us, and that helps us help you. So it's just this big vicious circle of us helping one another. It's awesome. God bless. Take care. See you in the next video. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.